Welcome to Down to the Wire today. Our guest is Dave Kelly. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave is a transplanted maritimer, third generation, I believe.
Yes.
Got everybody back there cheering for him, a brother in Ontario racing.
Yeah, he's doing really well for himself. He's top 10 in Canada in wins right now.
Yeah, I see that on the weekly stats. So let's talk about last Saturday. I know by the time this comes out, it'll be about 10 days old. But last Saturday, you show up like you are now, about 11:30, getting ready for the qualifiers. And then, boy, did things change. So you had a 3-year-old filly in to qualify. You two didn't get along too well. I watched you. She made breaks. That was the start of your day.
Yeah, she trained down really well, and we actually had high hopes for her. And she showed a lot of promise early on, and she trained really good the week before. And then whatever happened going into the qualifier, we're not sure if she got cast in the stall or if she maybe stepped on a rock or something. But she didn't cooperate by any means.
It didn't look like any fun. So then the qualifier ends. You've got a little bit of time. How do you prepare for today's races, say?
I've got a guy working for me now, Stu. He's been really good, so I had some time to actually go back, sit in the driver's room, check out the program, see which horses I was driving, and just kind of reset my mind after that qualifier and get ready for the first race.
Do you actually try and map out a race? I know everything changes as soon as the starting gate leaves, and it's a tough question, but do you attempt to map out a race?
You can have a plan A, but it's kind of, my theory is you just make your decision off the gate and kind of see where everybody else's decision lands, and if plan A works out, it usually works out for the best, so go with that, and then if not, you're looking for plan B. And
I don't know how many plans you used last Saturday, but you went to the winner's circle 5 times. I didn't realize till I was getting ready for this interview today, you only had 6 drives, you had 5 wins and a second. By far the best day you've ever had?
Yeah, definitely by far.
Now, it was exciting, and I'm just looking down at the names here. Queen of Thrones, Camilla B&E, Miss Bojangles, Outlaw Burnt Popcorn. The lowest price was 5 to 1, anywhere from 10 to 11 to 1. So they weren't 1 to 9 shots. You weren't supposed to win them.
No, that Queen of Thrones, I actually really liked her the week before, and there was a recall, and she's kind of hot, and she got the earplugs out behind the gate and got herself way too revved up, and just didn't have a whole lot of finish left for her on the end. But last Saturday, she was really good. She got the perfect second over trip, and she just had enough left down the lane to get by everybody else.
And you ended the win streak with Hushabye Baby, which races out of your own stable. A nice way to do it as well. How many are you training?
I've got 10 here right now. We've got 1 2-year-old, 3 3-year-olds, and then we claimed 2 last weekend. So we've been growing pretty steady for the last month.
I keep hearing that because we're short of stalls, and everybody keeps saying we're growing for the last month.
Yeah.
You put yourself on top of the driver standings here at Century Downs, and because of that, we've got the Drivers' Challenge coming up June 23rd here. It's the top 8 guys, 4 from here, 1 from Manitoba, and 3 from BC. What all does that mean to you, or is it too early to start thinking that?
I want to say it's too early, but at the same time, it's a great privilege. I got to do it 2 years ago, and I think I got a little immaturity and a little excited and tried to win it within the first 3 races, but I think I definitely going into it this year here, I get a little more experience and have learned a little bit more since the last one 2 years ago, and hopefully that works to my advantage.
For sure, and we're just talking with Standardbred Canada now. As it turns out, the 7 drivers from Alberta and BC all have relatively big stables, so I really can't see it to be a fair driver's challenge that you can't drive your own, in my opinion, which also puts another spin to it. You look over and you see Jim Marino driving one of your horses, but I think most people are happy with the fact that it's a driver's challenge, and let's make it that way.
Yeah, you got to prepare your horse for the race anyway at all. Like, I raced a couple in the World Driving Championship last year, and it was actually pretty exciting, getting some of the top drivers in the world to drive some of my horses and see how they made out. And you just prepare your horse like it's any other week, and hopefully the drivers that are driving them, we still own part of them, so hopefully they still go out and make some money and do well.
Yeah, and what goes around and comes around. It's a one-of event for the day. It's best for the industry. Yeah. Top 2 will go to Ontario for the Canadian Drivers' Challenge, and then 1 out of this competition will go to the Worlds in Sweden this year. So I'd like to thank you for doing this. Continue on. It's now Saturday. I don't know how you can possibly live up to last week's standards, but thanks, Dave, and good luck.
All right, thank you.